How's it going there, 2A gang? Today we're going to start with handgun fundamentals, and the first thing we're going to do is talk about a few things you should consider before buying your first firearm. I just want to get right into it. So, one of the first things you should consider is what is your intended purpose for buying the firearm? Are you buying the gun for home defense? Do you plan on carrying every day? Or do you think you'll just feel safer with a firearm? These things will determine what type of a handgun you get, and it'll also determine what size you get. If you're going to do concealed carry, you probably want to get something smaller like a 365 XL. Home defense, you may want to get something a little bigger, X5 Legion, Glock 19. So your intended purpose, if you're new to concealed carry, you probably won't want to carry a full-size gun. You probably want to go with something a little smaller. So figure out before you go buy your first firearm exactly what your intended purpose is. All these things should be considered before you even go to the gun store, to buy the LGS, your local gun store, to buy your first firearm. Because honestly, the person behind the counter should be asking you these questions. So they'll ask you, what do you want the gun for? And you should be able to tell them what your intended purpose is, and then they can guide you toward what you want to get. And I always say, plus two, do a lot of research. When you figure out what your intended purpose is, go online, do YouTube, look up gun reviews, look up, best guns for concealed carry, best guns for home defense, and those type of things. Then you can kind of have an idea in your mind of what you want, and then you can kind of let, the person, the clerk behind the counter, know what you're looking for, and they can kind of guide you down that path. So one of the first things you want to do when you're in the gun store and you're looking at the guns is figure out how it feels in your hand. Is it too big? Can you get a good grip on it? We'll go over grip in a future video so you'll know what to look for. But can you get a good grip? Is the grip here, is it too aggressive or maybe too loose? So that's kind of one of the first things you want to do, is just get in there and make sure you can kind of get a good grip on. Because if you get in there, can't get a good grip on a firearm. If it's too big or too small, then it's probably not the firearm for you, especially when you first starting out. When I first started out, something this size probably wasn't, great for me. So, one of my first ones were, a couple of subcompacts, Smith & Wesson, Glock 19, that kind of fits, right in my warehouse, and I was real comfortable holding that. So that's kind of one of the first things you want to do is see how it feels in your hand. All right. So now, after that, you want to see if you can pull the slide back and lock it in place with the slide lock lever. If it's too hard, that may not be the gun for you. So you want to find something that you can, pull back and release. They do have some, if you got small or maybe weak hands, they'll have guns that have an easier slide. But that is one of the, after you check out the grip and it feels good in your hand, you want to make sure that, you can pull the slide back. And then next, you kind of want to check out all of the controls on the gun, the slide lock lever, the mag release. Take the gun, get the magazine, put the magazine in, the mag release. See if when you press that button, if the magazine falls out. Or if sometimes some guns, it may be hard, so you want to check out all the controls. Slide release, we were talking about that before. Slide lock, your takedown lever, see if that's if it's hard to move or if it's pretty easy, to kind of move back and forth. Magazine gets in there, stays in there. Push the button, it comes out. So that's kind of what you want to do. You want to grip, make sure you can pull the slide back and check on your controls. If you plan on getting a light in the future, make sure it has the pick rails on the bottom. If you want to get a optic later on, check and make sure that it's optic ready. Sometimes when you go out, I wasn't expecting, I bought my Glock and I wanted a Glock 19 and wasn't paying attention and didn't get one that was optic ready. So now if I want to put an optic on this, I'll either have to buy another slide or get it milled for a red dot. So those are kind of things that you want to do when you get to the gun store. Things you already want to know about, what you're looking for. If at all possible, you'll want to see if you can shoot the gun before buying it. A lot of gun ranges will have guns for rent. So hopefully maybe they'll have the gun that you want to rent, or maybe even if you have a friend that has something similar to what you want, see if you can shoot their gun so you can kind of see, because you can get the gun and like I said, it could feel great in your hand. Everything works right, but when you shoot it, it doesn't feel right. Maybe it's snappy. Maybe the trigger is not as great as it was when you were dry firing in the store. So if at all possible, see if you can, if they'll let you shoot beforehand. That's always a good idea if you can't do it. There's a few basic tips, so you should be ready to go out and go to the gun store armed with the knowledge of what you need and what you're looking for. So, if you like this video, or go out and buy your first gun, this video helped. Like, subscribe, let me know in the comments. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Stay safe, shoot straight. We'll get at you later. Here at Fitty and Tactical, we're trying to give you good quality content, especially for new shooters or people that may be underrepresented in the community. So if these videos are helpful or informational, like and subscribe. Just kind of help grow the channel. That's what we're trying to do, is grow, get to as many people as possible. So if you like what you see, like and subscribe. All right, you guys stay safe.